When you open a story, where should you start? Outside the book or inside it? The formalist approach begins with the text itself. It treats a literary work as a complete whole and focuses on how its parts are carefully constructed. By examining point of view, setting, characters, plot, symbols, and theme, this approach shows how meaning is created within the story. Instead of relying on the author's background or historical events, formalism pays close attention to structure, language, and details found in the text, revealing how every part works together to deliver the story's message.
First, we have to examine structure. We have to find the sequence of events, the division of chapters, stanzas, scenes, and the beginning and the ending of the text. Step 2. We should analyze the language. In formalist approach, we should analyze which diction is used, which tone is used by the author in the literary text. This step examines the author's choice of words and sentence construction. Step 3. Identify the literary devices used. These devices help shape the meaning and the emotional impact of the literary text using the literary devices. Step 4. This involves treating characters strictly as a textual components of the narrative text. Step 5. Analyze the plot and the conflict. In formalist approach, we should also focus on the plot to see how the plot structure contributes to the overall meaning of the work. Step 6. We should identify the theme, so we can examine how are they developed and resolved and to analyze their meaning behind in the story.
Since we're done discussing the definition and step for formalist approach, let's apply to the real context, which is the first example. So, the title of the story is Empeño Negro by Rogelio Sicat. First, let's identify the elements such as characters, setting, theme, POV, and tone. First is the character. The protagonist is Empeño, who was born looking differently, having dark complexion, dark hair, large eyes, nose, and lips. The antagonist, which is Ogre, his presence is necessary to trigger Empeño's transformation form from indifferent to strong-willed. Next, the settings of the story. The settings, which are the squatter area, water well area, as a meeting point. In the story, the physical line represents the social order by jumping the line or pulling others at the well, and the house of Empeño and his family. The settings of the story, representation of the life status, physical appearance, and the field of the tribe of the characters.
Mathilde Loisel lives for what she does not have. One invitation, one barred necklace, and one night of admiration becomes the turning point of her life. The story rises in glitter and light, then crushes into silence and loss. The necklace controls everything, her pride, her choices, her fate. A single moment of vanity stretches into 10 years of labor, poverty, and erased beauty. When the truth is finally revealed, it lands like a final blow. All that suffering was for nothing. The power of the story lies in its cruelty and precision. How a fragile illusion destroys a life, not slowly, but perfectly.
In this report, I will be applying formalist criticism to guide De Maupassant's short story, The Necklace. So, to use a formalist approach, we must focus only on the text itself, looking at how the story is built rather than its historical background. So first, we look at the elements of the story, specifically the characters in the plot. The protagonist, Mathilde Loisel, drives the story through her desire for a higher social status, which leads her to borrow a diamond necklace. The plot structure is very precise. It moves from her dream of wealth to the rising action of the party, the climax of losing the necklace, and the long falling action of her 10-year struggle to pay off the debt. The most important part of this analysis is the use of literary devices, especially irony. The ending reveals that the lost necklace was actually fake, which is a perfect example of situational irony. This formalist view shows us how the imagery shifts from the sparkle of the ball to the harsh reality of Matilda's poverty, reinforcing the theme that appearances can be deceiving. And by focusing on these internal details, we can see how the story's structure and its ironic twists work together to create a powerful message about the cause of the pride. And this shows that in formalism, the way a story is told is just as important as the story itself.